Well, boy, oh boy.
Here we are. Happy new season.
Happy new season. What a summer.
The summer, life-changing.
Summer life-changing, memories endless. It is October 1st as of the release of this episode, and wow, only 3 months left of the year. Everyone freak out.
Wait, are we waiting to post this for 2 weeks?
October 1st, that's when the release of the season.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize. I thought this was going live this Wednesday.
Okay.
I was
All
like,
right. Just a little hangout, Nick.
I was
just,
like,
you know what? Let's just tell everyone why you're just completely have no idea what.
No.
No, please tell the townspeople how so excited you were that you didn't even have any idea when this was being released. Can we discuss that? Let's discuss that.
No. I guess I just forgot that like it's we are further into September, but I guess I just for some reason it didn't compute in my brain that like it was a 2 week. I thought it was gonna be like a, my sense of time is off. Okay, just generally speaking, because I'm so sort of I'm so messed up about everything that's happened, this news cycle, and like we've lost a real one.
We've lost a real one.
A fellow in the industry,
and by that,
podcaster.
by that, a fellow podcaster. Wow. I mean, the thing is, it also feels kind of like not weird, but like the last season break we did, both of us took a full-on break, from like doing any kind of recording,
and we really didn't. And take a break. This
time, like we've like taken we took a vacation for sure, and then we kind of took like a 2-weeker at one point. But beyond that, the whole summer we've been like on the Patreon with the town council members and trusted believers, and that was really fun. But it was also like it's just life has happened without us realizing, I think.
Sure, it's moved. The summer has gone by so fast, and like the fact that we're even in September right now, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
And then like I was talking to Nick about this. Like I'm the kind of person that like when the summer drags on, people like it when the summer drags on. I don't. For me, once September hits, I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at the predictions for weather. Like, I cannot have any more sunsets at 7:30. I cannot have any more random days when it's 86 degrees and I need to pull out my tank tops again. I'm done with it. And 2 days ago, it was like 85 degrees. And I was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? We need to be fall. We need to be fall forward. We need to just be putting out the sweater. I washed sweaters and long sleeve shirts, including this one, because I was like, I'm getting ready and I don't want them to smell like stored.
Right.
Yeah, right. You don't do that?
No, I'll wear it if it smells dusty.
Really?
I don't care. Because I'll wear it and it'll air out.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. I mean, at least that's how I do it, and I don't ever hear anything about it, but that's because people
No,
maybe
yeah,
like,
I never. Well, I also don't know, like, I haven't smelled you in a bit.
Okay.
We never really get that close to each other. Have you noticed that?
Well, we do, but like...
No, we get close emotionally, but physically we're not like physical girlies.
Well, I try to be, but you sort of...
You do?
I feel like sometimes I do.
Sometimes you go like this. And I'm like, okay.
And then my sister's like, okay, get off of me, thank you.
No, but we're not like, we're not always like, because some of the girlies be all over each other. But also like, because the gays just like are fucking half the time.
Well, yeah, because there's like sexual tension and we don't have any, and you're like, well, and... I don't have what you want. I don't got what you want.
No. And I don't have what you want.
I feel like...
Wait, do I have what you want?
No, I feel like I have...
Do I have what you want?
I've thought about it. Like, in a different life, I feel like we could have had like a beautiful sort of like lavender marriage.
You thought about it?
Yeah. Like, I feel like if we... Because like, I know that I'm not what you want. Like, because like both bottom. You know what I mean? Like... Us both being bottoms. If you were like,
I guess as of season 2.
If you were bi, I'd probably be like, wait, okay. It would probably
imagine me turning bi.
I can't imagine that ever in my life.
No, I could never. I can cosplay as like a mask guy. I mean, as far as I can even go for.
You'd get in between the girl's legs, and you'd be like, oh.
Like my inner girly would come out.
No, you'd be like, I don't want to touch it.
I don't want to smell it.
Oh. That's misogyny.
No, it's not misogyny. It's just like
sweetie.
Smells.
Well, not all of them smell.
No, listen. Not wanting to smell vagina does not make me misogynist, okay? People are sensitive to smells.
Okay, but that could be the same thing about a dick. Dick smell. And then
but it smells like dick, not vagina.
Right, but you haven't smelled a vagina.
But I don't know. People say. Listen, I mean, if we're gonna go there, people say the vaginas are fishy, right? They smell fishy.
That's
Does
a
di-
gross generalization, but
But I guess
sure.
it's true. Because
Well-
what animal would you say, or like what thing does dick smell like? It don't smell fishy. It smells like dick.
It just smells like, yeah, I mean, I guess a vagina would just smell like vagina.
But people say it's fishy.
well,
Like,
what do people say dick smells like? Dirty socks?
no, that's what I'm trying to. Please, in the comments, townspeople.
Well,
your
I
first call
will-
to action. What?
we'll get into it later, but I did have a man come over like an hour ago, and his dick had a scent.
But see, there's good scent and bad scent, and I'm sure for like a fishy vagina,
Well, I'll
there's
get
like a
into-
good fish and bad fish.
I'll get into the good scent, too, because I also have a good scent dick story.
Oh my god!
But before we get into that, we do have some...
I think before we get to that,
we do have some news.
We have some news, and honestly, I feel like I don't wanna say that like it's like big news.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I think I don't know. I don't know how to begin. I don't know.
Well, I can take the lead.
Okay. Okay, but
Where should we start?
I think that's my question. I don't know where to start.
Well, okay. Since a lot of it is mine, I will sort of take the lead on this conversation. But hi, for those who are listening.
I'm Pioneer Peru.
I'm Trailblazer Nick, and this is Pioneers and Trailblazers. So this has been like we said, summer that has been long. We've done a lot of reflection and discussion, and some personal information about myself. The Patreon has sort of heard this a little bit.
Well, and by that,
Like 2 weeks
she means
ago.
they have.
Yeah, I mentioned it, but for those who are just humble listeners, either on Spotify or YouTube or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, please
Rate and
subscribe,
review.
write a review, thank you. But I have been on an HRT journey since February, so it's been yay. So it's been since like. So it's been like 7 months now, like over 7 months. And it's been great. It's been beautiful. I feel so present, and I feel like my life has sort of really opened up in a beautiful and incredible way through this process. And it's a lot too, considering like the sort of the state of the world and the way that trans people are sort of viewed by a lot of people in power, specifically in this country. And often chosen to be scapegoats for a lot of issues and things. But that being said, because I am going through like a major life change currently, I have also just like had a lot of thought about thinking about moving forward in terms of like how I want to go about my career and like this podcast and what that would mean, just because like this is something that is so personal to me, and I don't feel like I'm in a space where I'm ready to sort of share it in a way that I feel like would be required of me in this environment, because I'm also not like I know I started the podcast off being like, oh, I had a man over and I have all these stories to tell. But like, that's just like this week. Like for the past like month, like how many months, like I have been pretty celibate. Like I've had maybe like a hookup here and there or whatever. But the way that I'm sort of approaching like my relationships and stuff is very different now. And so because of that, I sort of am wanting to keep a lot of things very personal and not sort of share them on such a sort of candid and open way like I am doing here. I eventually will sort of discuss and talk about my experience going through this at some point. I don't know when that's going to be or what that will look like, but I have decided for the future of this podcast to step away, which I know is like sad and a big change, and I'm so grateful for this podcast and the past like 2 full seasons, and to now be on a 3rd season of this thing that like Prue and I have been working on for like 3 years now, in total, from like our live show and stuff. And like I'm so grateful for everyone who's tuned in and who's listened, all the amazing comments of people who have reached out to us, all the people who have signed up to our Patreon, and all of those,
including the person that reached out today,
and including a person who reached out today who said, what did he say? Let me read.
Please get the receipt.
Let me read.
Get the receipt.
Oh wait, it's a screenshot. I gotta find it.
Shout out for first official shout out of season 3.
Oh, Oh, why? Okay, shout out to the person who said it would be kind of slay if I bred you while listening to the season 3 opener of your podcast. Eyes emoji.
Shout out.
So shout out to him. Shout out to that diva. I did respond and I go, oh, would it be? And then he like sent me like a slung long whatever. It's a catfish. It's clearly a catfish, but I do appreciate.
But a townsperson.
But a townsperson nonetheless.
And you know what? Townspeople can be catfish.
And we love and
we love
accept. So yeah. So I'm just very grateful, and I'm also I'm sad, and like I do have like a lot of moments where I'm like, oh God, am I doing the right thing? But I think I am. Like I think like I'm constantly sort of being reminded that like not everything is forever and things are temporary. And I think that's also the thing that I've learned about making such a drastic change in my life is like things are not set in stone and things can change and things can grow and all that sort of stuff. And so I'm excited I don't know what my life is going to be looking like in terms of just like career and stuff post, moving forward. But I'm so excited to see what Peru does with this. And I hope all of you continue to support and I obviously am always going to sort of be here and like in terms of just like an entity, like a like omnipotent sort of thing. But I just want to say thank you. Like it's been a really crazy ride, and I've enjoyed every single little bit of it. And also Peru has been is like one of my closest friends and like family to me, and this bitch is never gonna leave my life. So whether he likes it or not, he sort of stuck with me. But I'm really appreciative because he's been throughout all of this has been so receptive and understanding, and has been so amazing to just like let me sort of figure out what it is that I need for myself. And I'm so lucky to have the support system that I do. So I'm so grateful, and I just thought that I would start that off with the season. So you may not see my face or hear my voice moving forward, but I am around, and who knows, maybe I'll pop back in every now and again as a guest if, Peru will have me and stuff. But
I'll check the calendar.
yeah, checking in, send me the requests, send me the GCal invite. But yeah, so thanks.
And I feel like from my end, I will, if obviously, because I have to make it about me.
Of course.
This isn't something. One, let me demystify any sort of thing where we've never the only fights we've ever had on this podcast have been on camera. To be honest,
oh, totally.
99% of the arguments, even that we've had as friends, have been just here. So nothing has happened outside of this. This isn't just some sort of thing.
No, and I feel like that's I think so much of the reason why I am sort of choosing to step away is because I love Peru so much, and I care more about my relationship to him and everything versus yes, obviously I'm proud of this podcast, and it's something that it's essentially our baby that we sort of parented together.
That's the terrible twos. We're the terrible twos.
No, 100%. And now I am the mother who is abandoning her child and driving to Vegas. 100%. But y'all do well, okay? I'll see you in 20 years.
Gotta get your back. Gotta get your man.
Don't reach out. I'll find you. But I do. There's so much love. There's
love, and I need to underline one specific element of the decision that Nick made. And for the record, if we need to be doing a hard launch on this, just give us an update on pronouns, give us an update on that so we can make sure that everyone's addressing you correctly.
Yes.
If you want to be a hater, if you want to be a lover, please address correctly.
Totally. Truly, I'm fine with she, they. I'm just not interested in the he's or the kings or the
unless it's in the bedroom.
No, not that. Well, I want the he's.
You want the
I want the
he's and the kings.
I want the he's and the kings in me, but I don't want them.
Title of that. I want the he's and the kings in me.
But I don't want them. I don't want that to be on me. You know what I mean? I don't want that to be sort of the blanket over me, if that makes sense.
So thank you. So Nick and I have talked probably midway through season 2, and if anyone here has heard me talk about this in any other platform. We kind of reached a place, and we knew this. So townspeople, we've talked about this before. We've always sort of known that the longevity of the openness to this podcast and what made it and what makes it so great really has a time limit. Because, with growing careers and Nick and I, obviously bound for fame and success and richness.
100%.
100%. it has be and this is not even us bragging. I wish we didn't have to brag about this because it does come about. It does happen where like maybe something is shared here and then we hear about it from somebody else, or we get a message, or like, and sometimes it became last season at certain points difficult to be as open and transparent to you, which you all deserve because that's how we started this. Like
Totally.
we never there wasn't a point in which we ever felt like we needed to like hide anything from you all. We've been so transparent and disgustingly so with you all that like it did take a toll at plenty points during last season, to the point where like Nick and I would sometimes get on the phone and talk about it, and we're like, well, okay, like, well, we can't talk about that. Well, we can't talk about this. And it became really frustrating. And
Mm-hmm.
then add that on top of the fact that, like, Nick's going through this major life change. And so, like, it would, there's no way I couldn't understand. Like, you would have found out I was like a real true piece of garbage if like I didn't understand what you were going through, because
Mm-hmm.
you know it's tough. And there are sometimes like Nick would call me, and like I think one of the serious conversations we had that like really made me reflect was like Nick's just telling me, I feel like I can't share any aspect of my life. And like people can probably relate to like save it for camera, kind of like in RuPaul's Drag Race, like RuPaul would tell Pearl, like, if the camera is not rolling, then I'm not interested in hearing it. And then it's just like, well, like it's tough because then we basically get on here every week and literally spill all of our guts and tea.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would never want to put that pressure on you to like talk personally about your life in ways that you're not comfortable with. And whether that time was gonna be now or in a year from now or even before, like it was gonna happen. And I've had my own questioning how much I want to share here, which I kind of will get into a little bit later in the episode. Like we'll go through ebbs and flows here of seriousness and fun banter. Um, but I've also reached a place in which like it you know it's getting harder and harder to talk openly and to
Yeah.
be as transparent. Not that you don't have plenty of us talking about getting buzzed down Boots' house, apartment, condo, loft.
Which
Okay,
we'll get into.
which we'll get into. But like things happen. You start meeting people. I remember, if people in the Patreon will know this, but like an incident is just like I was starting to see this man, and then somehow through like another podcast, like this man found out I was talking about him and it was just like, what is happening? Like I can't even have regular dating, and we're not even at any like massive levels yet.
No,
Imagine what it's like in
totally.
that. So listen. That's that. I am so happy for you, Nick. I love you. You're my sister for
Thanks. My
life. Unfortunately, we
sister.
don't choose our family.
No, you don't choose your family.
And so, I am so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. For being so brave and being so courageous. No, but honestly, I love you so much. It's gonna be not the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I think ultimately, like you said, if you had to choose one thing, is I would rather just keep my friendship with you because that means a lot more than whatever anything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather have that with you than just be like, no, like we can't.
Yeah.
So I love you. We'll continue, airing our feelings out.
And I know you bitches are jealous that we have such a good relationship because you
Yeah.
could never.
You wish
You
were.
whores. You whores wish.
Now I will say those nicktoms. Feel free to join the Peroods.
Yes, you can. You can.
This is a change of an
switch.
administration.
You-
This is a new administration here at
I'm-
Pioneer Central Business Headquarters.
I am sort of allowing y'all to sort of make that shift. If
Or stick around to hate on me. I don't care.
or that too, because again, if you comment, that'll boost the algorithm for
Boost the
her.
algorithm.
So we love and we support, and also the nickdoms can also follow me in other platforms as well.
Yeah,
But y'all already know that. So.
So that's that. We'll just get that out of the way. This season 3 will continue.
Mhm.
We'll definitely. I'll be giving you updates on Nick, whatever it's going on. Obviously, we're still gonna be seeing each other all the time. Like our friendship continues. Like this is
we talk literally almost every day.
almost every day.
Like,
This is not changing
this is
any
not
of our
changing.
dynamic here. So trust,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be like in 2 weeks. It's gonna be like my side of the story. Imagine
Revealing
my
abusive trans friend.
It's like contractually, I wasn't able to say anything, but now that
But now the NDA has expired.
so now I can truly say that fucking bitch did me dirty. So that's not gonna be happening. And
Yet.
but it eventually will, because we're gonna have to get into a drift at some point in our careers for the press.
For the press of
for
it
the press.
all.
Um,
For the Twitter, for the
But-
TikTok.
yeah, because it'll be ever present. If we still have any of that,
People will be making edits of us.
please. I
Taylor
wanna
Swift,
edit.
Katy Perry, Bad Blood.
Yeah.
But who's who?
I'm Katy Perry.
Okay, yeah. You think I'm evil? You think I'm the one who's masterminding and spreading shit and telling everyone not to work with you?
Listen, you know.
You think I'm that girl?
You pretend like you're a certain way on camera, and then off camera, you be eating things, you be saying things. I know my true sister.
You riding things.
Mhm. But anyway, last piece of information that I will share. This is growing. Oh, wow. Even your light said lights off.
Oh, hold on.
Hold on.
Hold
we have a
on.
technical difficulty. Hold on 1 second.
Please hold.
Okay, sorry about that. Now that the tone is warmer for all of us watching, because we had some light difficulties, but now we're just going to keep the light as is. So sorry if it seems warmer. It's intentional for dramatic effect, actually.
Okay, yeah.
So the last thing I wanted to say, and I don't mean to rant or take away from Nick's moment either. We'll get more into that, of course, because now we can openly discuss some of the particulars in the hookup scenarios. But I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, because I've always been honest here. We've always been honest with everybody. I don't know what that means for what the season's gonna be like. I want to be trying different things. I'm going to be listening from all the townspeople, from town council members, from trust and believers. I want any of y'all's feedback. We do have a townfall form submission that we started at some point in season 2. We brought it over to the Patreon. I was thinking we're going to bring that over here, so then we have more of like a dialogue with people. I always thought it would be so weird to even bring somebody else, because no one can replace Nick, and obviously I think what may trust
Never.
even though I probably could say do a quick casting and find a replacement for you stat, but I'm not gonna do that.
How generous.
And I don't feel like continuing doing this with somebody that I don't have the same closeness with or transparency with or rapport with will just be weird. I also don't want to I don't know if I want to bring in comedians to talk about other the baseline of Pioneers and Trailblazers was just us just being pioneering and trailblazing girlies of the town, being raw, being nasty, being stupid, and being fabulous in a very sincere and transparent and raw way. So I'm gonna try to find a way to continue that in whatever format. So please allow me some grace. Stick around, support the town, and if it's not your vibe anymore, I will completely understand. But I think if you want to continue at this new administration and see how things grow, I have a lot of faith in the ideas that I will also be talking to Nick about, and I think it's gonna be fun and it's gonna be a transition, no pun intended. But please let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Send us a thing. When this episode goes live, there'll be a little bit more information. But for now, I just want to say thank you for being here. We've loved you all for the last 3 years, which when you said was kind of crazy.
I know.
But your continued support really means a lot for us. And stick around because we love you.
Well, now let's get into the stuff that they're here for.
Okay, let's talk about dick. Surprisingly, Nick has the most recent story because you told me today he's got a gig.
Oh yeah, I had a gig today. I had a gig Thursday, and then I had a gig Sunday. Well, I told you about the gig on Sunday.
You told me about that gig.
My gig on Sunday for those is very quick. I just
Please.
no, it's very quick. This man. So now I'm attracting a much different kind of individual, which I sort of was kind of alluding to. I think maybe near the tail end of the season, just because I have long hair, and again, I started taking hormones back in February, so like my body has been through the process of changing, even as like the end of season 2, and so I've been getting a lot of like different men, a lot of chasers. For those who are unfamiliar, that's a diva who lives for the doll, and so they, for some reason, I think it's because I have a lot of privilege as like a white trans person, because because
and don't you forget that,
because the trade really sort of lives for it, in a way that like I sort of see online that my sisters of color maybe don't experience, which is like, it's, so I have a lot more options, or like I have a lot of people sort of like hitting me up. So like I do open Grindr, and it's just like, whoa, I have so many dicks in my inbox, which is like so kind of crazy. But at the same time, it's a lot of the options are not great, so we do have to sort of like sift through them, and I'm much more intentional about the people that I hook up with these days. But on Sunday, I worked brunch, and this guy I had been talking to on and off for like a couple of weeks was like, hey, like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm working brunch until 4. And he's like, oh, if you want to come over after, like, let me know. Very, very repressed. Like, these men are very repressed, very DL, very masked.
The pics, though?
Oh,
I'm eating them up, bitch. Oh,
and
you show me those pictures, and I'm like, send.
No, literally. And so he was...
I'll put on a wig.
He was hot. He was really hot. And so, like, but definitely not my type. Like, it's definitely not like the normal kind of guy I go for, but he was like,
yeah, you don't go for hot.
No, I don't go for mask like finance bros who are like roided out.
Oh,
which was him. And so he like invites me over or whatever, and I think he was expecting me, and mind you, I was at work.
This is Sunday,
and I was dressed non-binary, the house down boots. Okay, like it was like that George's tweet. I was dressed so non-binary last night. I didn't know what to do. Like that's what it was. I had like 2 pigtails. I was wearing a bandana. I was just wearing like a t-shirt and jeans.
We'll make that material for the Patreon. Some supplies, some season 3 supplies.
But I looked like I was a lesbian who worked stage crew. You know what I mean? And so then like he invites me over, and I think he was expecting me to be much more feminine, which is like another thing that I'm sort of experiencing is like a lot of these guys, similar to like how the gay men sort of were expecting someone much more masculine. In terms of just like how they acted when I was like mask fishing. Now
your fault.
And now I think they sort of just like expect me to sort of be much more feminine and really sort of play it up and like put on like, oh my god, like voice training. For those who don't know, like you can do this thing to like feminize your voice. You can train your voice to be higher and like sound more sort of like feminine essentially. And I can do it, but it's like so.
Can you?
No, I literally like. Oh my god, what's up?
Yeah.
Hi, so nice to meet you.
Oh my god,
so
it's kind of like what I do when I wear my baseball cap. I love your
dick. It's so big.
Yeah, you look this big.
Ew, I hate it. But like I think they like really sort of want me to do that, and like the beautiful thing about my experience so far is like I am doing it for myself. I am not doing it for approval from a man. I'm not doing it from approval from truly anyone but myself. So like I could not care less. Like I am so secure in myself now. Like I think that maybe would have fucked me up if I started at a different point in my life, like much earlier. But now where I am now, and having had all this like, sort of experience, like lived experience from like gay hookup life and culture and stuff, like now I can sort of spot that behavior and like the expectations from a mile away, and so I'm sort of just like, no, I don't want it. Like I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. So he opens the door. He's just in his basketball shorts, shirtless, whatever. And as soon as he sees me, his eyes are wide, and he's like, oh hey. And I was like, hi, and like welcomes me in. It's just kind of awkward. The small talk is not happening. He just like is uncomfortable. And
wait, I don't think you showed me his picture.
Oh, I thought I did. Oh, I'll pull it up.
The ginger?
Yeah, the ginger. This is the ginger one.
I don't remember. But you told me he was ginger.
Oh, I'll show you this photo. You're gonna gag. So then, anyway, he sent me his photos, and like his dick looked kind of like average, but in person, he's just because he's like a straight dude, doesn't know how to take a photo.
Take a photo of his penis. Yeah.
So then he was like, oh, should we just? And he gets on his couch and like takes off the basketball shorts, and his dick pops up, and I was like, okay, whatever, fine.
And honestly, women, if you're a cis woman watching this and you like have gotten a dick pinned by your cis straight boyfriend, they have. If any girlies in here are listening to this, have your gay friend show you dick pics that they get sent, because you're gonna get like IMAX, so you're gonna get Marvel, you're gonna get like a whole cinematic universe of dick pics.
100%. And so then I'm like sucking his dick. His dick smelled so good. Like his body, just like I think it was just like his pheromones. Like I just was like attracted to, and I was just like, oh my god, and so I went to town on that thing, and he like literally Haktua, like I was literally, and he was, and normally these repressed men, I've like I mentioned this to a couple of friends of mine, like a lot of them when I'm going down on them don't look at me, like they'll close their eyes and they'll put their arm over their face and they'll be like, and like he was like staring right at me the whole time, and so then I would like look up every now and again to like make eye contact, but I think that was too much because then he would like look at me and then immediately like look away and like whatever, and it's just like, oh, you're just uncomfortable in your body, like you're uncomfortable with intimacy, like okay, fine, whatever. Sucked his dick, swallowed. He was like, well, you're so good at that, and I said thank you, and he was like, and I said if you ever want to do it again, and he was like, yeah, definitely. And then I was like, can I use your bathroom? And so then I like used his bathroom, and I came out. He like had put his shorts on. He's standing in front of his TV, arms crossed, watching a football game. And when he invited me over, he was like, "Oh, I have to leave soon. Like, I have to leave my apartment like in 30 minutes, so like it has to be quick." And I was like, "That's fine." So I was making small talk, and I was like, "Oh, where are you going?" And he was like, did not turn away from his TV. He was watching the football game the whole time, but was talking at me through his back, and was like, "Oh, I'm going to Midtown. I have like some friends that are visiting." I was like, "Oh, cool." And I was like, "What are you guys gonna do?"
Sure, Jan.
And I was like, "What are you guys gonna do?" And he like didn't answer, and I was like, "Hello?" And he was like, "What?" I was like, "What are you guys gonna get up to?" And he was like, "Oh, we're just gonna get like dinner." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I was like, "I'm Nick, by the way." Doesn't say anything. And then he goes, "Huh?" And I was like, My name is Nick." And he was like, "Oh," tells me his name, and I was like, "Okay, like I'll see you around." Again, didn't listen. And he was like, "Wait, what did he say?"
You're at the door.
And I'm like, "I'll see you around, I guess." And he was like, "Oh, yeah. And then I left, and then I hit him up like 2 days later because I really wanted to see him take after work. Never responded.
But at least you're not blocked.
Not blocked, but he lives across the street from dear sister Thomas. I showed his.
Really?
I showed his. He said, "Let me see the profile." I showed the profile, and he goes, He literally lives across the street from Thomas.
Wait, but then if this is okay, well, I guess he's not just a chaser. I guess he's bi because I guess he's looking for everything.
Well,
because if Thomas saw.
Well, no, he's on Grindr.
Oh, he was on Grindr?
That's how he hit me up. But his profile is like he's looking for.
I thought this was Miss Sniffs.
No, this was Brian.
Oh, so Thomas saw Thomas was trying to hit her up.
The straight boys don't really be using sniffies like that. It's like the sniffies.
No, I think the DL boys are using sniffies.
That's what I'm saying. The DL boys are using sniffies like that, but I think like that kind of straight dude, they're not, because I don't think they're aware of what sniffies is.
No,
they're only aware of Grindr.
No.
But then anyway, so then my sex that I had on Thursday, which was so good. This daddy who is like 6'4", and he's like built, like he's like muscular, but he's like a bear, but like muscle bear, and he's tall and hairy. And he hit me up, and at first I was like a little bit sort of like thrown off by it because I was like, oh, this man is like aggressively masculine. I was like, no. I was like, no way. But then so we talked for like a week, and like very sort of like casual and stuff, getting to know each other. His dick, girl, can I just show you?
Yes.
It's literally it was like a Diet Coke can.
Which I've done now.
Oh, bitch, it was crazy.
And let me tell you, I can see the appeal of like people who like are into fisting. Not that I would ever do that, but I mean the whole like the satisfaction you get from like taking something on that's really big. It makes you feel really good about yourself.
No, so good.
Oh, that's thick. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me zoom in on the actual daddy. Okay, so you're looking. Who would play her? What's the guy from Succession?
Which one?
The husband of one of them, I think.
Tom.
I don't know their names, but like
the one that's in Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, I think it's like his brother. Like this is Tom's brother, who's like beefier.
Yeah,
that kind of vibe.
Totally, but his dick huge, like so thick. It was like,
and the thing is, like, it doesn't even really need to be that long for it to make an effect, because that shit will stretch you out.
And it's not that. It was not that long. But so then anyway, so he was like, I live in Queens, and I was like,
next.
He drives.
They love it. They love the drive.
So he had hit me up or whatever when we were talking stuff, and he was like, "Oh, when can you hang out?" I was like, "I can normally host during like the day before, because I work in evenings." And he's like, "No, totally." He's like, "My schedule is like pretty flexible. Like I can like leave the office and just like drive to you." So his office is in Chelsea, and so he drove from work, like he had a meeting, and then drove all the way here, and then came and whatever, and like I think it was like in the early afternoon. I think he came at like 1:45 or something. And I was like, that's perfect. It was an hour, 15 minutes. I have to leave usually at 3. So I douched. I like did everything and prepared. I like shaved. I was like, yes, okay. I opened the door. You're expecting that man to be like,
Her.
oh, mama, purse fell out. As soon as I'm like, I open the door and I'm dressed in my little like tank top and shorts for the trade, and I'm like, hey, and he was like, hey, like just like super, just like,
it's always those. They're in bed, that their eyes just roll over and become a different person.
oh, and I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, thank God we don't do this like performance song and dance. And he wasn't even so I was nervous because I was also like, that guy's giving me DL. It's giving me like, oh God, if he's gonna freak out, like if like my roommate were to be home or something, because that's happened. And so
and a quick side, so sorry, because this the whole performance, this just reminded me of this like OnlyFans a video I saw recently, in which like that actually turns me on, because sometimes like you see like this like super big dick boys who are like on a porn or something, and especially like this like independently produced, you know, like from the OnlyFans girlies, you know, my boyfriend TV, whatever, and I love it when like it's like a super like, I guess you could see, if you were to see him as a given boy, right? But then like you get the cameras panning down, right? And like they like they prop the camera right on the bed, and you know the star of the show is like, you know, ass up, whatever. But then the guy comes on screen and he's obviously being like the top and the masculine one. But then you see the hand come into frame. Full on nails, girl. Full on nails, girl. She got a fresh coat, Tiva. And the guy's like literally being like, yeah, you fucking let my finger up your ass. Full on fucking like neon fucking
French
like French. But and that would be more like drag, you know, not drag, but I'm saying like some of these boys like be full on have like fucking like painted nails doing the trade. It's so, to me I was like, that's kind of hot.
oh, see, and so like he came and he was like, he was so chill about it, like so nice, and like comes in or whatever. He's wearing like a polo and khakis and like his little like
Very
dressy like work shoes.
Like golf.
Yeah, like golf.
All
like
duty,
yes.
all duty finds, bro.
He comes into my bedroom whenever we like start making out. He's such a good kisser. He's obsessed. He like had told me prior that he like was really wanted to like play with my nipples and like my tits and stuff, which is, those have been a crowd pleaser as of recent.
Who would have thought Nick was gonna be a tit girl?
And so then
she's gonna be tit.
So and he was like an eater, like he was a pleaser, like he was like a pleasure tom. And so then we're like hooking up and stuff, and I'm like he's like sucking my nips, he's like sucking me off, and it's like so good.
Does it feel like, how does it feel?
Like, what do you mean?
Now that you have like more sensitivity there,
oh, it feels good.
does it feel like?
Because I used to not feel anything over there.
That's what my question was gonna be, because I think when before you weren't really like a nipple girl.
No, and it's like now they're like sensitive, and like it just like.
Is it erotic? Like,
yeah.
Because I mean, I'm sure even women who like have like natural breasts.
Well, mine are natural, girl. They're homegrown.
Well, I guess I don't know what the right phrasing for. I guess you're right. No, but you are right. Damn.
But so
the body.
I know the body's crazy, and so he was like sucking on him and stuff, and my door was open at first, and he's like, should I close the door? And I was like, yeah, sure, but he didn't close it all the way. He just like closed it, but without like
mistake
stucking it or whatever. And so then we're like making out and stuff, and I had douched prior, but like when I saw his dick, I also was like, I set an alarm to go off, so I knew what time to like be done, because I was like, I don't want to get wrapped up in this because I have to leave for work. I cannot be late.
Oh yeah, I do the same thing.
So then I set an alarm, and so then we're like hooking up, and it's like so good, and I was like sucking his dick, he was eating my ass.
This is like what, like at 1 p.m.
1:45.
Oh.
I had like an hour 15 total. Like I had to be at the door in an hour 15 minutes, and so then all of a sudden we're like hooking up and stuff, and like he was well, I can't remember what we were doing, but I was like teasing his dick with my hole, and like his dick, holding his dick was like crazy, and like I was sucking it, and I think like he was surprised that I could fit it all in my mouth because it is so thick, but I was able to. And then he was like, oh, I really want to. He like ate my ass. He's like, I really want to fuck you, and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh wait, I don't know if I have enough time. But then I was like, you know what, fine. And then I was like nervous too because it was so thick, and I was like, oh girl, like there's no way, like I'm gonna get a tear so bad, or like a hemi, like it's just not gonna happen.
I mean, you had like, did he bring anything? Did he bring like lube or anything?
Girl, we just used his spit.
What?
And
you're crazy.
But
nose poppers?
No, I was gonna grab.
No poppers?
I was gonna say something, but the next thing you know, he's like teasing my hole and like slowly sort of like fucking it just with the tip, and then eventually like it gets to the point where like I got stretched out. Like I was so turned on that like my hole just started gaping, because he was like, damn, you are tight, and I was like, yeah, I was like, please go slow. He's like, oh no, he's like, don't worry, like I will take care of you, and he did, mama. And then we started fucking. My bed literally got moved over by my closet.
What?
How hard we were fucking. Like he was like standing. I was laying on the bed. He was standing. He's just going like. and my whole bed, couldn't even feel it move. And he had my comments like, I think your bed's moving. And I was like, oh, well. And then we finished, and the bed was literally against, like, almost to the door. And I was like, oh, and he was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, no. I was like, sweetie, we're fucking me down. And so then, but then all of a sudden we're fucking, all of a sudden I hear the front door open.
No.
And I go, and immediately, like, my heart sinks because I'm like, oh, I was like, he's gonna hear this and he's gonna, like, be spooked and he's gonna, like, grab his stuff and he's gonna leave. And it's like, we're having such a good time. I was like, no. And I literally was, like, on top of him. I was, like, riding. And I go, oh, that's my roommate. And he goes, oh, like, is that okay with you? And I was like, oh, like, yeah. And I was like, she's chill. And he goes, oh, okay.
You go out for her. Hey, girl, wanna come in?
I was like, hey, girl, you wanna come around too? And then he was like, oh, okay. And I said, oh, okay. And then we just kept fucking. And I was like, thank God. And then it gets to the point, so he finishes. He came twice. Oh! He came twice in my home.
Within 1 hour? I guess, yeah.
He was fucking me, and then he's like, fuck, I'm gonna come. And we were in doggy, and I was like, yeah, come for me. And then he finished, and then he stayed in and just kept fucking me. And then he was like, I'm gonna come again. I was like, yeah, fucking come for me again, babe. And then he did, and then he's like, I want you to come. And I said, oh, okay. At that point, like, when I bottom, I go soft. But, like,
which everyone knows, and Nick them see you, they know.
Yeah,
tell
Divas know.
OG townspeople know.
But so then I had said that, and he's like, no, don't worry. He was like, sometimes when I bottom, the same thing happens. And I was like, oh, you bottom? And he's like, I don't choose. He's like, I don't like really doing it, but like I've done it. And I was like, totally. He's like, I prefer to top. And I said, well, you're so good at it. And so then I'm on him. I'm like, whatever, and I'm drinking myself off. Since starting hormones, famously, I used to shoot very far, like. Just naturally, if I was really turned on, oh girl, I'd be like, watch your eyes. I'd like cover people's faces and stuff, like when I was about to come, because it goes. Since starting hormones, that has changed significantly. Like, it's not as strong of like, my orgasms are like still feel good, but like the semen that comes out is not like shooting across the room. You know what I mean?
You don't see, man.
But then, so I'm like drinking myself off, and normally,
that was good.
So I'm drinking myself off and whatever, and I'm like, I'm getting closer to him, and he's like, yeah, I want you to come for me, I want you to come all over my chest. And I was like, yes, Daddy, like, we'll do. And I normally, like I said, I normally give like a preemptive, like, okay, like, watch your face, like, or whatever, just because I'm like, or like, just a heads up, like, just so you know. But I didn't, because I was like, oh, I haven't had to do that in so long. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I'm coming. I start to come, like, slow motion, just comes out of my dick, goes, whoop, plop, right into his eye. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was like bullseye. It wasn't even like to the side. It was like dead center of the. I'm like, plop. And I literally was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he just started laughing. He's like, no, don't worry. And I was like, trying not to laugh because it was so fucking funny. But I was like, oh my God. I grabbed a towel, whatever. And he's like, no worries. He's like, I have eye drops in the car. It's okay. I was like, he's certainly gonna get pink eye. But I was like, oh, that's whatever. He gets dressed. We're like chit-chatting and stuff, and then he helps me move my bed back because he's so big. He's big and strong, so he could like lift.
Please move bed.
I was like, oh, thank you, Daddy. And so then he gave me his number. He was like, we should do this again sometime, and I said, great. And he goes, also, I know you're leaving in like 10 minutes. He was like, I'm taking a meeting in my car outside the building. Like, don't think I'm just like sitting out there like watching you. Like, and I was like, I said, thank you for letting me know. I was like, because I almost certainly, if I had seen him sitting in his car outside the building, I'd be like, oh, this motherfucker's crazy. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm
Put binoculars out.
No, like, I was like, oh, okay, he's surveilling. But then he's like, I'm just gonna do a meeting in the car, and I was like, okay, thanks. And then he texted me, and he was like, I had so much fun, I'd love to do it again. And I was like, girl, me too. And then he messaged me today and asked me what I was up to, and I said I had plans, and he's like, oh, I'm getting dinner with my sons. And I went, oh, you have sons? Which made me think, because guess who hit me up literally on Thursday? But DL Daddy.
From season 1?
From season 1, for those who don't know, DL Daddy was a stan who
Go back.
Go back.
The entire season, DL Daddy is on.
DL Daddy and I he would come whenever not whenever, but a couple times when he came back to visit, we came to New York for work, we did hook up and it was really good. He told me I had a unicorn hole. He messaged me, because I looked at his profile because I saw that, I haven't favorited, and I saw that he was in the city, and I was like, okay, he must be visiting. I looked at his profile, didn't say anything. He then messages me and he goes, hey. And I was like, oh, hey. He's like, long time, how have you been? And I was like, oh, good. And he goes, you look like you're presenting a little more feminine these days.
You're like,
and I said,
you don't say.
And I said, oh, well, yeah, I've actually been on hormones since February. And he goes, well, I'm happy if you're happy. And I was like, oh, thank you. And he goes, not my thing, but we can still chat. And I was like,
he said that?
Yes. And I was like, well, sweetie, I have no interest in
Sweetie,
this.
you're the one who reach out. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I have no interest in chatting. Like, I truly would just be for the fucking, and whatever. But then we like did like catch up a little bit. And then,
Yeah, but then you do have a heart to heart.
Because I was like, I didn't want to be rude.
Because Nick, you know, one thing that Nick will not change is just like you're too nice.
I'm too nice. But then we did chit chat like for a little bit. But then he kind of stopped talking. I was like, well, I hope you find some. He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm just visiting, looking for some ass. And I was like, well, I hope you find it. So that was really a beautiful sort of like chapter close. And then the dick that I had today, God, I've been so horny. And this man hits me up, and he seemed normal, and he lives in my neighborhood, and he was like, I'm just looking to get my dick sucked. And I said, okay, cool. And I was about to get into the shower, and I just douched. And I was like, oh, that's totally...
Which I still have to do when we're done with this.
And I was like, totally fine.
By the way.
Okay. Well, if we have time.
Well, we better make time.
Or you could do it in the bathroom at Joe's Pub.
No, the stalls don't go for the ceiling.
That's okay.
They're like high school stalls.
That's okay. You can still douche in that.
No. Unless I could probably go back. I could probably go backstage because they know me. Like, can I please use the talent bathroom?
And they're like, I'm sorry, who are you? But so then he was like, oh, I'm just looking at my dick sucked or whatever. I said, do you prefer to host or travel? He's like, I can come to you. And my roommate had like left. She was gone. Like maybe like 30 minutes prior. And I was like, well, I don't know how long she's gonna be gone because she like said that she just had to run one errand. So I was like, okay. He's like, I'm discreet though. Is that okay? And I said, yeah, that's fine. But my roommate might come home. So just so you're aware if that's an issue. He's like, well, I could just come now. And I said, okay, well, I'm gonna need like 30 minutes. Like,
yeah, please.
I like need to like get in the shower and stuff. So I took a shower, got out, whatever, told him, gave him my address, and he was like, okay. He was like, yeah. He's like, I can come over now. And I said, great. He walks over. He comes to my apartment. Hot. He's hot. He's like one of those sort of like, it was kind of giving stoner, but like he didn't smell like weed and stuff. He was just like, I'm having a chill day. And I was like,
and you're like, okay.
I was like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. And he was like, he was like dressed like if I saw him on a date night, I certainly would like swipe right on him and stuff, like whatever. And his dick was nice from the photo they sent me. So
Let's see.
Oh, well, we'll get to that.
Ah!
So then he comes to my apartment. He goes, "Oh, cute place." I go, "Oh, thank you." And then he like walks.
Who would play her?
Oh, that's like a really good question. It kind of like looks like a mixture of like Kendrick Lamar with no, honestly, like Kendrick Lamar is probably like the closest that I can think of.
Okay.
He was like
a short king.
No, but I said he was like tall, but he had like very
Tall
similar
Kendrick.
like similar face. He had dreads.
Okay.
And he was like dressed like in like he's like kind of like hype beast, but not like a hype beast. You know what I mean?
I absolutely see it.
Like it was giving like straight dude who like I don't know, was like really into like music.
Yeah. Yes.
So then anyway, so then he like comes in.
Like, you know when you check the Instagram, first things would be like DJ or like musician.
Yes,
you know, like,
it's giving like, photographer.
Yeah, photographer.
It was giving that. So then he like comes. So he comes in. He's like cute place, and he like goes into my living room and go, oh, my bedroom's that way. And he was like, oh, okay. Comes to my bedroom. Doesn't even like as soon as he gets into my room, I like walk in and I'm like, can I get you anything? Can I get you water? He goes, no, do you need water? And I was like, no. I was like, I'm just trying to be like a good host. And then
like freaking like that Mace bitch in the other representative, she was like about being a woman.
Oh, Nancy Mace?
Nancy Mace being like, oh, are you a woman? And she was like, yeah, are you a woman?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a woman?
So then all of a sudden, next thing you know, literally he's like, so you wanna, and then just pulled out his pants, dick is hard, like, and just flops out, and it's big, and it's like, it's nice.
And honestly, if that's you were ready to go, like I would rather that, honestly.
No, totally.
Because let me say it here, no judgment, because sometimes it's like, oh, you know, like if you want to have like a much more like, you know, like easygoing experience, you want the trade to take their time. Listen, I will never judge the trade who comes into my room and just drops trout and gets hard and is ready to go, because for me personally, the other side of that equation is what sucks. When they can't get hard, or when they're just like and you're literally like on the clock. You're just like, I'm trying to like fucking like suck this soft dick, and it's nothing. I'm so sorry to say this, and maybe this is gonna get me in trouble as always, but nothing is worse than trying to suck a soft dick, trying to make it hard.
It requires a level of grace.
The level of grace, the performance. NYU could never teach me the zazazu and the intricacies of the performance art act that is sucking a soft dick and pretending like you're into it.
I know. It's tough.
Especially
It's charity work.
It's charity work because then you literally are just like, yeah,
I love Play-Doh.
I love Play-Doh. And then even worse when it doesn't happen. Because when it finally happens,
Oh, I like
honey,
it.
I never jump on a dick so quickly. Oh.
See, the finance bro that I hooked up with that was like watching the football game or whatever, he was soft when I started, so he did have to like jerk himself off while I was licking his balls to start. But then eventually, like when I started sucking his dick, I could feel like he was like semi-hard. And then
That's the
I could
thing.
feel him get hard as I was sucking, which that was hot.
That's hot. See, because then you're like, oh, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It's me.
So this man, so I'm sucking his dick, and then his dick is big. His dick is big and it's thick and like whatever. But he was sitting on like leaning against honestly the edge of my bed, and so like I'm like on my.
I love your new little blanket, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And so then I was like in between his legs, like sucking his dick or whatever, and I was like trying. All of a sudden, like I was doing it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna suck his dick, and like it's gonna at least give us like 10 minutes. But then all of a sudden I like start, and then he all of a sudden is just like hand on my head and like pushing me down and like trying to make me take the whole thing, which I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that. But then it got to the point where like I like threw up a little bit. Like I nothing like came out, but like I could taste it in my throat.
Oh, like the acid reflux?
Yeah, it's because I didn't go like at one point.
You were trying to do the whole like, oh, I'm choking. Well, you
No,
are.
I know, and
I'm
like,
gagging.
I
gagging.
genuinely was, and so like, and I like,
I gagged.
and there was a moment where like I was pulling my head back, and he like had his hand on the back of my head, and like I was trying to pull it back, and he was like trying to push me down, and I went, oh no, we're not doing that. And so then I was like, no, and then I went back to like sucking his dick like normal and stuff, and then next thing I know, he's like trying to face fuck me from the angle that we're at, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna be just a hole.
He just wanted a fucking.
He just
hole.
wanted a hole, and then next thing I know, he's going, and then he finished, and then all of a sudden he's like, whoa, that was like really good. We should do that again sometime. And is like pulling up his pants, and I go, oh, I didn't even realize that he came. Like I could kind of taste it, but it wasn't a lot. It wasn't like a lot or whatever. And maybe because it was so far down my throat, like the dick, because it was long. I was like, maybe it just like
It just flew
like,
out.
straight direct line to the stomach.
Press the button to put floor -1.
And then I go, oh yeah, no, totally. And then I was like,
Were you still clothed at this point? You were like still in your clothing. Like,
oh yeah, like he was trying to grab my tits like while I was sucking, but then like the angle where I was bad, and so then I like because he was trying to grab my tits because we're in a tank top, so he was trying to grab it like through the top of my shirt. And so then I decided to just like sort of like lift up my shirt so he could like grab them better. But then at that point, I don't think he really cared because he was just like fucking my throat. And then as soon as he came, he was instantly soft.
Wow.
And so then I was like, okay. And then he like grabbed his stuff, and I was like, okay, we're making small talk on his way out or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I'm just having I was like, oh, anything fun for us today? And he's like, no, like I'm kind of a last minute person, like last minute like thing, you know, like if I'll find plans, you know, like whatever. It's a chill kind of day. And I was like, yeah, no, it's totally chill, dude, so chill. And then he was like, yeah, so like, let's do it again sometime. And I was like, no, totally great. He leaves. And then I come back here and I'm like annoyed because I was like, from the moment he entered my apartment to when he left, 5 minutes had passed. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it was a 5-minute interaction. Like, I was like, that was not what I signed up for. And so then I'm like, fuck. And then I'm like, okay, I was like, I have an hour till Peru gets here.
I'm hungry.
I'm like, fuck, let me get on Sniffies now. Because that guy was Grindr. That guy was on Grindr. And so then all of a sudden, like, I have the Grindr grid back open, and he's like, his icon is still there, and it says that he's online and stuff. And then all of a sudden, like, I get into a couple of messages or whatever, and I go back trying to find his messages just to sort of, like, see. I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll favorite him, and I can reach back out to him again. The motherfucker blocked me. I go, oh, I'm sorry, what? Okay, if you're gonna do all that, why are you saying, let's do this again sometime? Not once, not twice, 3 times. And then you're leaving my apartment, and then you're gonna block me as soon as you exit the building? I said, oh my god, sweetie, you could just never hit me up again, and I would never know, because it was a faceless profile. There was no photo attached to it. You sent me an expiring photo of your face. There's no.
You invited an expiring photo face, dude.
Well, because his apartment looked really nice. I was like, okay. I was like, he seems normal.
You know, that probably wasn't his apartment. That was probably the one photo he took at someone else's place that was
no,
nice.
That bitch probably has a girlfriend. And that's probably because I said, you host a travel. He goes, I can travel. And I go, oh, it's probably because his girlfriend is home. Or probably because his girlfriend could come home. And I was like, oh, fuck this bitch. And so then I was so pissed off. I was like, oh, fuck all y'all hoes. But I'm douched and dangerous for tonight. I'm douched and dangerous.
Douched and dangerous. I want to get douched and dangerous, which is why we're going to have to wrap up here soon, I'm afraid. But I need to get douched here in Nick's bathroom for the first time. It's going to be a fun experience.
I'm going to have my ear to the door.
Please make sure. Are you done, sweetie?
Push that one out for me.
Push it out. Just because I also want to get ready for tonight. Not that I'm like looking. I mean, I know the source of intimacy I'm gonna be getting from tonight. So I guess what I can say is, I've been seeing the same person, sensually, sexually,
Romantically.
and perhaps romantically, and that's all I'm gonna say for now. I don't think I'm gonna be disclosing any more information. But it's good. Recently, it was one of those things where, like, in the morning time, like, I haven't had morning sex in such a long time because I told people here, the true townspeople know, I'm not one to, like, have a sleepover. Nick is much more of, like, I'll have a sleepover.
I'll have a sleepover if it's my apartment, or if I really like the guy.
Yeah, the only people that sleep over are people that, like, either, like, I'm interested in or that kind of thing, and the last person that had slept over was real Chihuahua Self Curves guy.
Wow.
That was the last person that slept over a few times, and so like it had been a while since I had a man and sleep over, and like, and even today we're kind of discussing like sleeping in general, and like I don't know, like the topic of sleeping for me is also because I'm really self-conscious because I and maybe people on the Patreon know this from the full P-Town recap this summer, but I, for example, had this room with someone specifically that can sleep like a fucking log because I oftentimes snore, and I know that is a blow for anyone who's watching this jerking it off. I know a lot of y'all send me still dick pics and videos of you jerking off and want to bust me down from Austin to Thailand to freaking Europe to Ireland.
They know that you snore, they don't want it.
Well, they want it, they just don't want to sleep over. The thing is, like, it's inconsistent. I never know when I'm going to snore. Definitely when I'm super fucked up, like, I will snore. But when I'm sober, like, it just, depending on how deep my sleep is, I just don't know when I'm going to snore. Sometimes I catch myself snoring, and then I'm like, what? And then, like, I turn to the side. But
I don't think I snore.
So, I mean, if you snore, you probably at one point or another have caught yourself snoring. Because sometimes, like, as a snorer, when I have like a deep sleep, sometimes like I'm so deep in sleep that I'm just like, and then I'm like I hurt myself.
Oh, see, I haven't had that. I guess I don't snore.
And it's not. And listen, and so sometimes that makes me self-conscious. So I don't want to have anyone who does it who I don't feel like cares for me in any form, shape, or way, or is already into me.
Has that man slept over? Has he ever slept over?
Yeah, a few times.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but before that, like I've been doing some looking around, and I think we've been really open about this, Miss Nick and I, about wanting to explore relationships, and I think that is something that I personally, as Miss Peru, have been sort of really prioritizing lately. Not to say that I'm not horny all the fucking time, which is amazing because this particular person loves to fuck, so that's great. Thank God, because the last few. It's so funny, like, how we met. Like, so, listen, I again, to kind of tie it all back up to, like, the big news from today, is that, certain things I don't want to jinx, and I don't, I guess, some things are just not meant for this platform anymore. And I think that's okay.
No,
it's okay.
It's boundaries.
It's boundaries, and it's healthy to set boundaries. And all of you, the majority of you anyway, because sometimes we do get some, like, there are some rebellious townspeople out there who will comment, being like, "We want more sex," and it's like, okay, well, we're not just like that guy who just like used freaking Nick's mouth as a hole, okay? Like we're not just holes.
And fuck him.
And fuck him. And if you're watching, fuck.
Girl,
you.
And I know he's 1,000 feet from me, so I know I will run into that
Oh,
motherfucker
hi.
at some point, sometime soon, and I'm always on site. He wanted discretion. Oh, trust, I'm gonna be airing that shit out on the street.
You're gonna be like, "Hey, sweetie,"
I'm gonna be like a jilted lover. How could you fuck my throat and then block me?
with your purse.
Yeah, no, and literally like that Victoria's Secret mesh top.
Oh
that
yeah,
out.
the cami. It's a cami.
It's a top.
It's a cami.
It's a top.
Honey, it's a cami.
A cami's a top.
It's a.
A cami's a top.
Oh, okay, tell them that. A cami.
It's a top.
But anyway, so. Inherently, this will always be honest, Pioneers and Trailblazers. So whatever that means for the remainder of the season, I will do it in honor of Nick. I will do it in honor of the townspeople. I hope that you will join me I will definitely have many more stories to tell from our shenanigans.
I'm sure.
Shenanigans, henanigans, daydynamigans. That was good. That was good.
Workshop it.
That's good. That's good.
Workshop
That's good.
it.
That's good. And so I want to make a toast.
Oh, mine's empty. Fuck.
It's okay. It's a fully empty.
That's a little bit.
We can have some of the wine.
Well, we'll cheers and then I'll take it. We'll sip.
Cheers to my diva Nick. You're literally one of a kind, one of the most special people in my life. I think I am in awe of you, and I think I am so lucky to call you one of my closest friends. And I wish you nothing but the best. And get ready, because now the buffoonery is going to be off camera. And,
Fully.
and it's going to be bad for you.
And I just want to say cheers to my sister Peru, who inspires me truly like every day. And I think you have taught me so much just in terms of like how to not care about what other people think and to just completely be myself and like embrace everything about me that I maybe was like scared to. And I'm really honored to have you in my life, and I'm so grateful that the universe sort of orchestrated everything for us to meet and to be able to share this life together. So cheers.
Here's to more. Cheers to you all. We love you. Oh, mommy juice together
juiced
one last
out.
time. And honestly, love my sister.
I love my sister.
It's a moment, new administration here in the
I
town.
want to rub your dick.
Oh, please don't, just grab my tit. We love you all. Thank you for being here. Happy season 3 premiere.
Happy season 3.
Continue supporting. Nick, where can they find you if they want to have updates of you in your life?
If you want to follow me for updates, you can follow me at nicholas.rose on Instagram, clownfacebinge on TikTok, or clownfacebitch on Twitter.
If you want to follow me, you can follow me at Hey Peru on Instagram, at Hey Peru _ on Twitter, which I don't use at all, and at Hey Peru on TikTok, which I'm trying to get back on my TikTok game, slowly but surely.
Period.
And if you want to follow the podcast and the town, you can do so. Nick.
Subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Music, and then subscribe to the Patreon if you want additional bonus content. There are 2 different tiers. You can be a town council member, or you can be a trust and believer, which is our top tier.
And by the way, I will say, if you're, sad, if you're a Nick Tim and you're like, I need more Nick before I can truly say goodbye, get on that Patreon, because just from the summer, we did the summer special edition episodes. It's like literally over 9 hours just on the summer. From before that, we have like so much content on there that you can definitely still see some too much content of Nick, I would say. So you can definitely go consume that. It's there forever for you to consume. And then this week, for all of those trust and believers and town council members, the premiere is what you're getting. It's a lot is going on, a lot of changes. So thank you so much for your support on there. Bear with us, vis-a-vis from now on me. But please continue supporting, show the support, drop a comment, rate us. Changes are happening, but change is good. Change is good. And cheers to friendship and love, and support the dolls. And my pioneer is gonna be Nick.
Oh, my parents gonna be Peru.
Oh my god! And we love y'all.
Love
And
you.
I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, we did it.
Well,
We did it. We did it.
oh my god. Damn.